I bought this Bolton BT1337G from Daniel over at Bolton Tools, and it's actually my first Bolton Tools machine. I've got Precision Matthews, I've got Inco, and I've had Grizzly. Actually, I have a new Grizzly 761 sitting right there. I've got several different machines here. Anyways, this came with a D14 spindle, and I was looking. I wanted a 5C collet chuck, and I was really fed up with the threaded spindle types. I had the Grizzly, the GO 752, basically the 602 with variable speed, and I had nothing but problems with it. And the variable speed ended up burning out, and so on. And anyways, I ended up trading it in, and they gave me the mill, and I had to pay the difference on it. But going back to the 5C collet chuck, I went ahead and did not go with the integrated setup, even though the seller on eBay swore that he thought it was better. But I've been on a lot of forums, and everybody said, they've had issues with them just being out of crazy tolerance. And so I went ahead and bought the backing plates from Grizzly when I got my mill, and I think I paid like $35 a piece. I got two of them, one for another chuck. And it actually took me two different backing plates to get it right. You have to have the inner lip absolutely perfect. It's really hard if your screws come in through the back to be able to adjust and align that with the D14 spindle. So I actually, in my sense, wrecked a backing plate because I'm not gonna, for $35, I'm not gonna screw around trying to get it set up. So anyways, I took my time on this one, and I figured out that it was actually my dial caliper. I probably dropped it at some point, and so it's actually 30 thousandths different from this end to this end. So it's quite a significant difference when you're trying to get a tight tolerance. So I'll have to get a new one of those. So I did this one purely by eye and feel, and kept checking it, and just took my time with it. So I got it to the point where I had to use the bolts to pull it on. It was just that snug. It's like a semi press fit. I ended up since this backing plate was originally supposed to have the 8mm 125s coming through the back, I went ahead and tapped that to a 3/8 18 and went and bought new fasteners from Home Depot. And then I machined out the collet chuck and went ahead and fitted it. And I'm impressed. This thing is really great. Here, I'll give you a show here. And I'm not even using I'm going to recheck it here shortly with a drill bit or something that I know is true. This is actually a linear rod, which they tend to be pretty accurate as they are, but this may be even closer once I throw in a piece of drill bit in. So here, check this out. So that's a Chinese chuck. You think of all the factors I have at play right now. I have the backing plate, I have the 5C collet here, and then I have an ER40 5C collet adapter in here. And so I should be, having more run out each step down, and it's very accurate. I'm very happy with this. I didn't expect these results, and I took my time with it. And so on eBay, you want to look out when you're buying these. If you're going to buy the non-integrated, make sure that the seller has a photo of the back, and the back has the same finish as the rest. There are some different ones, and I think maybe those are the ones having the issues with them. I paid $139, I believe, for the actual chuck, and You know, they had chucks also, I think for like $50 with the 5C, but I had other uses that I could use this 5C to ER4E setup for, so it made more sense to me just to go this route and then hope that it was fairly accurate. So if it wasn't, I had to pull this out, then I would have just bought a separate one after the fact. So I took my chances, gambled, and we're on. So want to just say something about the BT1337G. There are no reviews out. This thing's an amazing machine. It really is. I had a couple minor issues with it, with some oil leakage going on out of the gearbox, and I really haven't had too many machines that didn't leak some oil somewhere. So I'll pull that apart and fix that myself. It's pretty minimal. I mean, even on the glass here, you can't really see any notable difference. Probably the major issue I had, you know, I've had this machine, it's dirty, but I've only had it 2 weeks now. And start capacitors went bad, so occasionally I have to spin this by hand. I'm waiting for Bolton to send me some new ones. But you know, it's a Chinese motor and electronics. I have a replacement Baldor 2 horsepower motor I actually want to put on here, and I'll do that when I get some time eventually. It's pretty simple. Basically, your on-off is your e-stop. It has a nice inching feature here. You have your spindle speeds, and right here is actually the directional for your cross feed and your power feed, whether you're going this way, this way, this way, or this way. So it's powered each direction. It's a pretty nice setup. And then this switches between your two drives, and then your speed control for those drives. To engage power feed on your cross slide here, you're going to use that lever there, and to engage left to right, you're going to use this one here. And then your on-off, this is I actually like it, but it worries me if someone were to come in here and walk by it. So I make sure I have the e-stop pulled if I'm not in front of the machine, because if somebody just, you know, bumped that and I didn't have the safety up, it would just start. So you know, someone just came by, bumped it, it's on. And you know, if you don't have anything in there that's chucked up tightly, it could toss it, and you have some other issues. I like the tailstock. It comes in an MT3 tailstock. It's pretty stout. I think this is pretty much the same tailstock that's used on a lot of 12-inch lathes. This one here is a gap bed. I'll probably never take that out. I'm gonna most likely leave that in there. I have no need for anything that large a diameter, or that thin for that matter. Most of the stuff that I'm turning is fairly small parts. Overall, I'm pretty satisfied with the machine. With any overseas low budget machine, I don't expect a lot with it, but I do expect it to work, and I hope that it's at least accurate. So the basic functionality of the mechanics and drives, the bearings, those kind of things, and the levers engaging properly, those are the things I really expect to work. Usually on a machine like this, I'll rip off the motor, either go with a 3-phase with a variable drive with my own setup, or I'll just put a better quality brand motor on here, which I'm up in the air. I might just throw that 2 horsepower Baldor on there and run it for a while, and then eventually throw a 3 horsepower with a variable speed on there. And so with a machine like this, it's nice having accuracy. I do a lot of gear turning. You know, parts like this, I got to turn down the hubs, and I've got to bore them out in the center. So I depend on some element of accuracy. So I highly recommend both the machine, the chuck, and make sure that you spend the time dialing it in, resurface that backing plate before you install it. So there's my review of those components. I hope that helps for anyone interested in the BT1337 and anybody interested in a Chinese 5-seat collet chuck. I gambled and I came out good.